Greetings from Manitowoc Lutheran High School. I recently shared with the faculty how all the events took place here in the last several weeks and how we've gotten to today. I talked about how in January I got together with the faculty and suggested, because of a recent court case, that private schools can do virtual online learning. And I questioned if we should begin to take a look at that, especially in terms of like snow days. In February, a teacher brought it to our attention that this disease is spreading rapidly, and what would happen if we'd have to shut down schools? I remember thinking, that's good information to know for next year. 2 weeks later, schools were shut down. At that time, for a couple of weeks. And now, as of last week, Governor Evers has shut down schools for the remainder of this school year, at least in face-to-face learning. I compliment you as students and as families for making that transition from face-to-face to online learning. I compliment our teachers all the time. It's not easy. It's like being a first-year teacher all over again. You think you know what you're doing, but until that first day comes and you try it, you don't truly know, and then you got to make adjustments, sometimes on the fly. Overall, it's gone well. I've been pleased in how students have learned, how teachers have taught. Yeah, there's been a few hiccups along the way. Students, yeah, there's a few times where you log in like you're present, but we all know you're not. There's a couple of things that teachers have tried that it just hasn't worked. It's crashed and burned, and we've had to try something different. Now that we have got online learning for the remainder of the school year, we're going to need to make some adjustments. And so I wanted to make a video. I think it goes a little better than just reading something. But the video and what I have to say here today will be made available to you both in this video and also in an email. So a couple of the adjustments right from the start. We aren't going to have exams this year. It's just going to be too difficult to do. I'll pause for you students to celebrate. And then the harsh reality, this doesn't mean that you're not going to have an exam. It's just we're not going to have those exam days like we normally do. Every teacher is going to have to determine what they feel a final project's going to be, or what they feel how the end of the school year is going to be. So there's no official exam period, but you may have a final exam. What that means then is our new last day of school is now going to be on Friday, May 22nd. That last week of school, as you may recall, was a review day, 2 exam days, and then a senior graduation practice day. More on that last week in just a second. Our last day will be on May 22nd on a Friday. Up until that time, we're going to be running 4-day weeks. And every Wednesday will be a no school day. We'll explain a little bit more about what we're going to do on that Wednesday in just a second. Students, you're familiar with the term flex day. That's similar to what we're going to be doing on Wednesday. We're going to be having a flex day. And on that flex day, several things could happen. You see, there's still things that need to happen in May. We just can't do it face-to-face. Teams or clubs still need to meet to have some closure to the school year. We need to elect a new student council and have them operating when summer starts. Somehow the yearbook has got to get created. This isn't magically going to happen. Students who are normally involved in those decision-making processes, that needs to happen. So we're creating Wednesday an opportunity for you to do that. We're having a number of students start falling behind on their work. I get it. This is different. This is brand new to all of us. And so Wednesday now can be a day where you can meet one-on-one with students or one-on-one with teachers to allow them to work and get through some projects or some assignments or some tests that otherwise you're falling behind on. Screen relief. A number of parents and students have indicated to me it's tough tough on my eyes. I get headaches every day because you're staring at a screen all day long. I'll admit, I actually almost schedule times throughout my day where I get up and walk around, because otherwise I literally could be staring at my computer for 8 to 10 hours a day. That's no good, and it's definitely not helping. And lastly, we just need a break. We've been doing 4-day weeks anyway. We just have been doing them on Fridays. Or on Easter week, we did it on Thursday and Friday. The reason we chose Wednesday is to have that break in the middle. Have 2 days of classes, have a break, and have 2 days of classes again. We think that's maybe a better way rather than going on a 3-day weekend of which we can't go anywhere anyway because we're supposed to be safer at home. Now, what about that last week of school? Well, that's a little bit up in the air yet because we're not 100% sure what government regulations are going to be in place yet. But here's just a couple of ideas. Maybe during that week, we can have students who have missing work actually come into school face-to-face and work with teachers. Yeah, it's not meant to be a punishment, but it could be that way for not getting your work in. Maybe during that week, we'll have a hand in your books, hand in your computer. Go to your lockers and grab your stuff. Here's your schedule for next year. Here's your diploma. May 30th, we're still going to stick with that day, at least right now for graduation. But again, it's up in the air. On May 26th, the Safer at Home ordinance is supposed to be lifted. Maybe that gets extended. Maybe it ends early. Maybe we can get together. We're just not sure about that right now. Seniors, you were given an opportunity to speak to your religion teacher, Pastor Cron, and you were able to give him some good advice. He then in turn shared that with me. I shared it with the administration and then with the teachers today. I heard what you're saying. We weighed all kinds of different options. Delaying the school year, having a graduation in summer. Right now, we're leaning on keeping graduation on that same day. Some of you have got plans set already. Some of you have got grandma and grandpa that are already coming. We'll do what we can to make some of those events that would normally happen in your senior year, including graduation, a special time for you. It will always be a memory for you, no doubt. There's bound to be a couple of questions based on this video, and that's understandable because I don't have everything figured out yet. We're not exactly sure how the end of the year is going to wrap up because we're waiting for some clear definitions on what we can and cannot do. But one thing for sure that'll happen, and it's already happening this week, is we won't have school on Wednesdays, and we'll have that 4-day week that remains for the rest of the school year. I look forward to continue working with you and making it as special as we can to finish out this school year. We wish we could see you one more time. We hopefully you can come in at least one more time, and we'll continue to have communication with you as we get information given to us. God's blessings on your day and your week.